You think the super committee is going to move the needle on getting a deal done? Tea Party is saying, well, you're debt wrong. The Tea Party Debt Commission out with a plan to do bigger and bolder, $9.7 trillion in planned spending cuts over 10 years. What they're talking about now is more like 1.2, 1.3 trillion. Jonathan Hoenig says these cuts are serious, and the super committee is looking more like a joke if it doesn't follow. He joins me along with Fox Biz All-Stars Francis Newton and Lauren Simonetti. So, John, you like what at least the Tea Party is proposing here?
I'm happy to see it, Neil. At least the Tea Party is talking about actual cuts. I mean, the Democrats, from what I can tell, generally want to grow government. The GOP, at best, want to simply stop the rate of growth of government. The Tea Party, once again, the only ones out there talking about real substantial growth, not showing any refusal to actually cut the size and scope of government. We know that's what's needed for this economy, and neither of the two political parties, only the Tea Party is proposing it.
You know what's interesting, Lauren Simonetti, about the cuts, if even the Tea Party got its way, that $9+ trillion over 10 years is roughly our treading water. In other words, under the other plan, we would still be looking at $9 trillion more in debt, deeper in debt in 10 years. So this would essentially keep us even. In other words, you have a credit line up to the max, this will keep you up to the max, you just won't go over it.
Right, and some of the things on it are pretty obvious, and I think most people would welcome. I looked through some of the measures, Neil, and this Tea Party committee found 47 different job training programs. Well, do they work? 14 million people are unemployed. They found 56 different financial literacy programs. So there's all this pork in the budget, and if you just cut that, you could save a lot of money here and there.
You could. You know, for instance, I wonder what wins out, though. I had a guest here yesterday say, you know, Neil, in my heart of hearts, I hope we get to sequestration. I hope we get to the automatic cuts, because leaving aside, it's probably unlikely we're going to see this Tea Party goal realized in this environment. Then at least the sequestration cuts, the roughly $1.3 trillion in cuts that have a lot of agita to both sides, are real, are substantive, and at least are impressive to get the ball rolling by Washington standards. What do you think of that?
Well, true. Here's the thing, Neil. We have to ask ourselves a few things. First of all, is the excessive spending the only part of the problem in this economy? And it's not. The thing is this, the reason we have excessive spending in the first place is because we had a private sector completely die on us, and the public sector had to rush in with stimulus in order to keep enough liquidity to keep solvency. Now, the problem, we go back to the Great Depression. The market crashed in 1929. It bottomed out in 32. It went up for 5 years. Roosevelt declared the recession over. They cut the spending 18% because they were worried about the budget at that time, the budget deficit, which was only 7% of GDP. And the thing is manufacturing fell 40% the next year. The market crashed again.
So
and personal income fell 15%.
I know your history lesson is a good reminder, but what you're saying is we can overdo it on this spending deal and make things worse. Jonathan, you disagree, right?
Well, Neil, we know that the system as it stands now is unsustainable. We literally cannot continue down this massive entitlement state, especially given the age of the baby boomers, the demographic situation. Only the Tea Party is not evading those realities. They're attaching them head on. And we might not get $9 trillion, but the fact that the super committee can't find $1 trillion, it's pretty pathetic.
Lauren, real quickly, those Wall Streeters you've been working with and talking to today, do they care whether a debt deal gets done, or is it just noise?
Oh. It's annoying at this point in the fact that no one has any faith in the White House right now or Washington to get anything done. Do they want a deal done? Yes. Do they think one will get done? No.
All right, guys, thank you very, very much. Meanwhile, is Mr. Cool turning up the heat up close?